The guy that I'm co-DMing group. Did I tell you how I pissed him off?
No.
He set up a bad guy that was supposed to be strong enough to take on our entire group of ultra level. We were still 12. So 6 of us, all level 12s. He had set up a gunslinger that was specifically going to basically duel with my character, and he was intending to try to kill my character to get him as low as humanly possible, because I was usually the one that did the most damage, because a gunslinger is broken in Pathfinder.
I was going to say Pathfinder, yeah.
Alchemist Gunslinger. I was not a nice person. And the character's name is Rude.
Just mean.
Right? So we snuck up on it. We're sitting on a hill overlooking this thing. And I went, James, do you remember a couple weeks ago when I ordered a scope for my rifle? And he goes, yeah. It also fits on my pistol. He goes, no, it doesn't. Yes, it does. No, it doesn't. He checked the rules. Yes, it does. What are you going to do? And I went, I want to do a called shot. And he goes, no, you're not. No. And that's when the prettiest sound I've heard in a very, very long time, his wife's laughter erupted, because this man stayed up late to build this character to whoop my butt. Called shot. Rolled an 18. Headshot. Max damage.
Oh man, William.
The next 2 hours, we went through all the role play stuff that he had set up for the next session. At the end of it, he goes, by the way, you're not allowed to come back next session. I went, why? He goes, because I'm going to build a character that's going to kill all of them, and you get to deal with it afterwards.
So what I'm hearing is that your DM is trying to solo the boss monster that is your gunslinger.
He really was. The very first roll I ever did with that character at level 2. Yes, we started at level 2. The very first roll, I rolled a 20 max damage against a goblin that was standing in front of another goblin. He literally went, roll another one. I rolled a 17. Yeah, I rolled a 17. He goes, they're both dead. He didn't know he was setting a precedent.
It's a beautiful thing.
I do have some good news to share. I hopefully everybody else does.
Sure. I'm ready for it.
We are going to be taking the entire family for a trip on December 16th. And I already have everything pretty much set aside and paid for. We're going to take a vacation in March. And I've got the campaign outlined for a group of kids, my kids and a couple other kids that have been my nephews since they were born. I mean, I've known them their entire lives. But they begged me to be able to play a D&D session every other weekend. I've got the outline completely done. And on top of that, all my Christmas shopping is done. There's my good news. I want to hear everybody else's.
Wow. That's awesome.
That's wonderful.
That was December 16th?
Say again?
Did you say December 16th?
Yes.
Because we have D&D the 15th.
We are going to have D&D that night, and then I'm going to go get a nap, and then we're going to leave the 16th.
I like this idea.
You're going on vacation? D&D, yo.
Right. See, that's the thing that I think is really hilarious here, is that people like Ryan are the people that I have grown up playing D&D with, where it's like, I will show up for game even if I'm bleeding and broken. Like, no, you don't understand. I have to leave the hospital tonight. D&D is in an hour. Like, those are the players I play with. Ryan is here on his birthday.
D&D night.
I do the same thing. Every time the D&D is on my birthday, I'm like, fuck yeah, we're rolling dice tonight.
My 2 best friends who just had the baby, I actually told them how you guys reacted. You guys were really cool about it. And I told them, yes, every one of you harassed me. I already shared that with the group. And I looked him right in the face and went, by the way, this was for the first kid. The second kid, I'm not going to be there.
Oh, that's fucking rich. That's fucking rich.
All right, but Kelly's been quiet too long. So Kelly, you got any good news?
We have all of our Christmas shopping done already too. And me and my husband, I feel like it's taken us 9 years to be on the same page, but like by January 1st, we should have all of our credit card paid off. Like debt just gone. And that I'm very excited about that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I love to hear
Oh
that.
yes.
Not that we're out of debt, but the credit card debt.
That's, I mean, yeah, but still, like, that's awesome.
Yes, I'm very excited.
Anybody else? Any news? Going. Cool. All right, awesome. So I think I only got 2 submissions on our quiz. I want to let you know though that both of you got it right.
At the risk of calling myself out here, please, it's been a while. Remind me, how do I access that quiz? Because
Yeah. In the Slack channel, all the way down at the bottom where you would normally type a message, if you press the plus sign, it gives you the D&D DM quiz and the D&D first steps to play. You just have to click DM quiz and it'll bring it up. If you want to do it now, feel free. It only takes a second. The third question,
practice, yes.
the third question is really more of a like something I would like to know about your character.
Kelly, that's your cue to do the quiz too. I'm just saying.
You know, honestly, at this point, I feel like Kelly would blow a record if she did a quiz.
It's because it's called a quiz.
See, what you're saying is I should start calling it something less threatening, like an exam.
Yes.
Ooh.
I'm like, I do great on like all of the like classes. You say test, quiz, or anything like that.
What about recap?
Recap, yeah, I don't know.
You know-
I might be a mental block thing. It could be a recap, and I might not.
And the thing is, it's like 100% optional. I don't really care, but I do notice that consistently, I will almost always get Ryan. I will almost always get Heather, and William and Kelly are the ones that are maybe.
If I do it, it is literally 5 minutes before we started.
My pride was getting in the way of having to ask all over again how to access the stupid thing. So I was trying to figure it out, and I would get busy with other things and I'd forget. And
I will absolutely never give anyone a hard time about it. It doesn't matter that much to me. It's 100% a thing so that we can try and like, I hate being the person that sits down to game and going, okay, wait a minute, what did we do last time?
right.
So like, instead of spending 30 minutes doing a recap of what happened the last week, we can do a 3-question quiz. I get 2 random questions to you that have something to do with what happened last time, and a 3rd question that might help me build something for next time.
See,
That
I really think you shouldn't be asking yourself, what did we do last time? It should be more of, who did we kill last time? I'm just saying.
Well, you say that, but like the whole first campaign, there was very little killing. This one, you have started off with a bang.
I don't know why you say you. I haven't killed anybody.
I say you, and I am looking at the party in front of me. The 4 players that sit at my table have collectively killed more people in the, I don't know, like 3 or 4 sessions worth of game we've had than you did the entire previous campaign.
I'm pretty sure William and I have not killed a single person. Oh, you've killed 2? Oh, yeah, I've killed none.
And I am
As he holds up his buckler of an insect-like species.
Oh.
I am still talking
Trophy.
to people about the idea of wrapping a wall of fire around a group of enemies and cooking them. The horror that is.
It is
Like,
amazing.
I have never, ever considered that before. I have like run the wall through a bunch of people, and yeah, then they all get burned. but you surrounded them, and not like they didn't just get burned by the fire. The heat coming off the fire had like a 20-30 foot radius around it that was also affecting them. So they, in their entire movement speed, there was no way out.
Damn.
And the best part is in this world, and they all get this now. In this world, when this story is told, every single group will ask the exact same question. The bard?
Bingo. When you hear that kind of shit from the wizard, it's like, okay, that makes sense. Because the wizard's not going to go fist fight you. They're going to go, right. The
I didn't
bard,
ask
on
how
other
big the
hand, is-
room was. I said fireball.
Exactly. Exactly. That's a flashback to my Thanksgiving D&D game over here.
Oh my gosh. What?
Oh,
Which part?
they mentioned fireball.
Oh, fireball.
Yeah,
Okay, I thought
s-
they said I can't hear, so I thought it was something about a flood. I
No.
was like, no.
No, we're not even going to go into the
Thanksgiving
not
flood.
not right now. Good God. I got to play for the first time in a long time. Yeah, and so I played a wizard, as I tend to like to do. A wizard I've played before, but I've never played him past level 10, and this was a level 20 campaign. So I boosted him up, and by the time he hit level 20, he was 12 levels wizard, 8 levels warlock of the genie, had access to the wish spell and disintegrate. And we went up against a Tarask. We were 6 level 20s against 1 Tarask and a bunch of other rando mobs. And I disintegrated the Tarask's arm off its body, levitated 80 feet in the air, and just started lobbing fireballs down at this thing. And it was like one by one going, okay, 2 turns till fireball, 1 turn till fireball. You guys know that it's a 60-foot radius, right? You should move. Okay. Anywho. Yes, so fireball.
So in the future, if I play a warrior with you guys and I walk into a room and I instantly dart towards someone, rest assured, that's the most wizard looking person there, and they die first.
I have been in a group of people where we walked in, there were 2 barbarians, there was a fighter and a cleric, all of them decked out to the nines like they could rip apart a monster truck. And then there was me, I was a wizard, and I was playing a homebrew race called an awakened cat. So I was a house cat that could cast spells. I was this big. So the 5 of us walk through the door of this inner city crime ring. 4 incredibly, ridiculously threatening people and a house cat. And the room full of people goes, fuck up the cat.
Yeah, but see, that's the proper thing to do because it's a cat. I'm just saying.
You watch your damn mouth.
Hater potato.
Dogs are better. Just saying.
So what you're saying is that on the whole vote, you're more Blink Dog and less Displacer Beast.
Probably. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Midnight's amazing. But yeah, Blink Dog.
But Blink- right. There we go. Okay, got my DM screen up. Okay, so I know a couple of you got to see. Did you check out the map I put up of the city?
Mhm.
I actually got a glance at that.
It's
Real
not it's not especially important. It's just something I wanted you to have for reference.
Okay.
Thank you for the dot to tell us where we are.
You're welcome. Green dot's where you came in, red dot's where you are right now.
Mhm.
Wait, what's the other dot?
Red dot is where you are currently. The green dot is where you entered into the city.
Why can I not find the green dot?
It's up at the sort of top right of the circular area of the city.
There
You
we
see
go.
it?
Yes.
So, yeah, you are currently in Trader's Bend, which is where all of the major marketplace stuff goes on. It's where the major bazaar is held, lots of open air shops and things like that. But it is not the only place that you can't go to find things. It is just the one that, like, if you get to this city and somebody goes, "Hey, where can I buy something?" You say, "Go to Trader's Bend," because you can find a bit of everything there.
Okay.
It's mostly the people that would be traveling type of traders, like the kind that come in on the ships, or people that are roaming around the world, where anything else that's like a brick and mortar thing is people that live in Reef.
I think we should head toward the Ivory Tower. Because it's an
it's-
Ivory Tower.
It's not the Ivory Tower, it's the Ivor Tower.
So
Named
someone
for,
stole the Y.
named for the White Wizard Ivor.
I vote we head there.
The
Is he related to the unnamed princess? Because this is a story we're going to jump into.
I mean, only if we can find
Dibs
a
on
trade.
Falcor.
yeah, it's not the childlike empress. None of that. Anyway. Yeah, so where we left off, you had just tried out your mask. You're standing in the side of Trader's Bend in front of Emil's shop, who he has promptly closed and locked the door behind you.
We're not welcome back.
Not especially. You weren't welcome there the first time, really. Think about the definition of the word welcome and think about how he acted towards Kelly and tell me you're welcome there.
We should probably find somewhere else and not mention that we were here.
What fun would that be?
Let's see here.
So I know the two places I would like to go, but I'm not going to be selfish tonight. Birthday boy, where are we going?
I mean, we are in D&D, so every place that the group wants to go is a cool place. But I was just looking at the map, and I don't know. I think Old Town and the Ivory Tower look cool, mostly because it's called Old Town
Let's do it.
and Ivory Tower.
Okay.
Download this, right?
Love it. All right, hold on. Let me get one thing up over here and then we can.
While you do that, real quick, I have one very cool story. If you guys don't mind me sharing, it's the last side note.
Do it.
Okay, hit it.
The reason I was late was I was having a serious conversation with two of my girls about respect and how to handle conversations and how to handle interruptions. And as it got to 6:28, my 14-year-old stared at me in the face and went, "This is your relaxation time. We can continue this at any other time. Go talk to them."
That's respectful.
That is respectful.
Honey, if it comes to the game or you come first, period, and stop. And she glared at me and said, "I don't get enough me time. Go."
So part of me wants to say props for the respect, but yet the other part of me says she was just trying to shut you up. I'm just saying.
You know what? Take it as a win and try not to look at it as something else.
Look at that face.
Oh, you got him. You got the wheels a turning. Uh-oh.
You can't call yourself a parent until you're proud and pissed at the same moment.
How did you not think of that before now?
She was so convincing.
She apparently rolled a 20 on that charisma check.
Yes.
She doesn't even play. Figure that one out.
I at at the ripe age of 9, I once took a piece of paper to my mom and asked her to show me how to write her signature. She wrote her signature at the bottom of the paper. And I was like, wow, that's really cool. You have the best handwriting. I then went out to the kitchen and I wrote up a contract that had a lot to do with how late I got to stay up and what cartoons I got to watch. And then I took it to my dad and I said, Mom signed off on this. Will you sign this too?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I'm so glad I have a headset on right now.
I really hope you got in trouble for that.
Actually, both of my parents were just like, you know what? Okay.
Wow.
That's funny.
What I would have been if I would have loved to be a fly on the wall as they tell other parents that story.
Right?
Oh, you think your kid's fun? Well, let me tell you something. My
Oh
kid
God.
did the whole devil's advocate thing, and I didn't even know it was happening. Okie dokie. So,
Old Town.
where have we decided we're going? We're going to Old Town?
Torch, are we going to Old Town or the Ivory Forge? It's really hard not to call it the Ivory Forge or the Ivory Tower. It's the Ivory Tower or the Old Town.
It kind of looks like we need to go through Old Town to get to the Ivor Tower, so
You actually can go through, like, so the way that you would come down is from the Iron Gates, you head south past Lost Forge around the curve by the road towards the entrance to Ivor Tower, and then across a bridge over the river and around all of the shop work to get into Trader's Bend.
oh, I see
So-
it now.
Yeah, so that one lane right there that's in between Lost Forge and Trader's Bend is the only entrance into the grounds that Ivor Tower stands in. It's got its own internal wall structure, almost like, think of a citadel within a town or like a castle within a town. It has its own fortifications around it.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, with you looking at the map now, I've already had you make the roll and you've already experienced it before, so I'm not going to make it to like smoke and mirrors here. Ivor Tower is the wizard school that I had mentioned to you several times at this point. It's the place where they train all of the wizards that want to be taught proper magic as opposed to trying to figure it out on their own.
Did anybody else here cross-train to wizard?
Yes.
I don't think I've ever seen a paladin wizard. That'll be interesting.
Would that be a Wizzy Pal?
There's actually a word for it.
A pizzard?
I'm so down.
If only to introduce yourself like that in every tavern from here on.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you call yourselves again? We're the Fantastic Four. And what do you do? I'm a pizzard.
I love it.
How
What's
much
that do?
want to
Everything
drink?
blows up. Bless you, my son, for you have been cleansed.
Right. Okay, so
So
I
what are we
just
doing
need to know
first?
where we're heading so I know what to do for you. You can get directly from Trader's Bend to either of those two places if you want to go to the tower or to Old Town. It's just a matter of which way do you want to go, because if you go to Old Town, there is no easy way from Old Town to the tower, and vice versa. It just depends on what you want to do.
George, what do you think?
I don't know, I was looking at that. We want to go to Old Town, right? But we don't care. So, but eventually, I'm gonna go through. I'm sorry.
I said I thought both of them sounded cool.
And we said we could go through Old Town to there, but like
No.
they're
No,
You
there's no
can't.
easy way to go from Old Town to Ivor Tower or vice versa.
Yeah, more specifically, there's no direct route.
Yeah.
Both are still contained within the same city, and you could get from one to the other in time. I'd say, depending upon how deep you go into Old Town, it could be anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour. to get back around and into the grounds where the tower is. But again, not impossible, just no direct route.
Let's just head to the tower then.
Yeah.
What's the fastest way from Trader's Bend to the tower? Where are we
Uh,
headed?
The fastest way from Trader's Bend to the tower is through the eastern portcullis. That's the one that you had originally come through, Torch. That it's sort of south in Trader's Bend. There's that lane right there that takes you up around across the river and towards the road to Ivor Tower.
Well, let's head on that road.
Okay. As you are heading through the shop work of Trader's Bend, there's a lot of businesses built on top of each other. In some cases, literally, where you can more or less find anything in this honeycomb of shops. But the thing that sticks out to you more than anything is that about probably every 500 feet or so, there is a like a pole, almost think of a lamppost, and at the top of it is a gleaming golden eye.
Great, we entered Mordor.
Is
Yeah,
that
but
like
it's
the
golden, not
bronze eye
orange.
from the trading company?
No, this is the Bronze Eye Trading Company symbol is a bronze eye with sort of lines coming off of it that look almost like sun rays. This is just sort of an amorphous light globe that looks to be an eyeball. It's a little different.
Creepier.
Yeah, significantly.
Be right back.
So as you're moving along through here, I would like to see what everyone's
When you say 11. Love you.
812. I love you. Let's see, passive perceptions. 15, 12, 13, 14. Actually, well, hokey smokes, Rocky. Dadu, you're the only person who gets this. That's fun. Your passive perception is 15, and the DC for this is 15. So
Well, they can all make a roll, can't they?
they cannot, because this is based on passive perception.
Oh, okay.
If somebody in your group picks up something with passive perception, that means that they themselves are getting this type of insight. You do have the option, though, now that you, the character, have that insight, to then pass that along to your other friends if you choose to. But the idea is that they don't just get it because you got it.
Okay.
Anyway, so where's my note? There it is. You hear, as you're passing by a tavern, the mention of the name Zulkra the Elf Slayer. And then a lot of laughter. And then the two people that you heard talking walk inside the tavern.
Hmm.
The rest of your party, not noticing what you've noticed, is continuing onward through Trader's Bend towards the tower.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass it along to them that I've heard this, but at the same time, I'm still gonna keep walking too.
So, as this is something from your own story, Ryan, you should probably share what that means instead of just saying, I'm going to share that.
Shoot, now I have to remember things, Miles.
Dude, it's on your sheet. You don't have to remember it. I had to look it up too.
Was that out loud?
I am not a never-ending compendium of knowledge. I am limited in my abilities.
Okay,
you
so
Look for confirmation to your wife.
No, Brooke just got out of the shower.
I'm gonna recant what I said there, and I'm gonna say I'm gonna pass this along to my Ken or my fellow the Fantastic Four people. Say, hey, we need to make a pit stop in this tavern. The name that they mentioned, the troll, Zakra, the Elf Slayer. Yeah, he wiped out my people. We're gonna go find out what they know. And if they're just reminiscing about old times, you guys might want to go on without me.
Cholula, pull your hair down. Pull your hair down just a little bit.
Hmm?
We're gonna go talk to someone who's called the Elf Slayer. We should cover your ears.
Well, that's a good idea.
Yeah, so I'm gonna head toward the tavern and follow the two gents in.
The tavern that you were entering into is the Leaky Bucket.
The leaky bucket.
As you enter in through the doorway, you're immediately hit with the smell of what seems to be some sort of fish boil, which is either great or terrible depending upon how much you like fish. The bar itself is being kept by a pair of Warforged that are very quickly filling up drinks from one side to the other of the bar with their forearms apiece. And you see the two people that you noticed before, Ryan, are continuing through the bar that is just jauntily, merrily filled with the sound of the worst possible drum music you can imagine. But people there seem to like it. So you can't hear what they're still talking about, but you can see the two of them still conversing as they make their way to a table on the far side of the tavern.
Is there anybody else at the table?
No, it's just the two of them. As you're looking at them, you can see now one of them is an elf. The other one is an orc.
I will follow Lord Dotto in, partly because I'm thirsty. So I'll walk up to the bar, pull a couple silvers out, and ask for a mug of mead. But I would like to be able to be positioned in such a way I can also watch the door and have an eye on what Lord Dotto is looking at.
Okay, so you know where your standard tavern would have like sort of a rectangular or square-shaped bar? This place, it's triangular.
Ooh,
So
cool.
there are 3 points that you could sit at that would put you where you could see the door. Instead of just putting back to wall, you're actually angled at a very interesting way. So if you wanted to do that, you could sit at a corner.
Yes.
The tavern is not like elbow room only busy, but one of those where if it was a restaurant and you showed up unannounced, you'd have to wait 20 minutes for a table. It's busy. The people are there. Lots of things are going on. There's meals being had. It's far enough into the day now. The people are looking to get themselves into like about their lunch area. Hence all of the food smells.
Okay.
And there are a couple of people on one side of the tavern that are playing dragon chess, an elf and a goblin. And then on the other side wall, there are people playing darts. And it looks as though there's one person that is very, very, very carefully building a house of cards.
Do I happen to notice anybody else that might be glancing at this table or keeping an eye on it?
Make a perception check.
Can do. That's skills, right?
Correct.
Where's that at? It's right there.
Yeah, yours is 10 plus 2.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. So Yeah, you get a +2, you get 10. All right. So looking around the place, you can see several people that are sort of scanning the bar, like all around the tavern, just sort of watching closely. Some of them with drinks and foods, some of them without, just sort of twiddling their thumbs, watching slowly, carefully, you know, like rogues do. Um, trying to make themselves look less interesting. But you do notice in particular that there's a gnome that is sitting in the table or in next to them at another table with an empty stein, sort of pretending to drink out of it while he's listening in.
Does everybody else follow us in, or
As far as I know, everyone is going. I know Ryan went first. I know that you said you were going, William. I assume that the other two of you are going as well, or have you decided to move on without them?
No,
No,
I'm gonna stick
We're
with him.
following in.
I assumed, but it's your adventure. Go where you want. Okay, so William, you've posted up where you're going to be. Ryan, what are you doing exactly? Are you going straight towards them? Is that your plan?
I've got no time for shenanigans. So Kiddo's on my shoulder. Yes, the almost 2-foot tall dragon is on my shoulder. And I'm gonna walk right up to these gentlemen and I'm gonna ask them what they know or knew about Zulkra. Because Zulkra's dead.
Okay.
no subterfuge whatsoever from you?
I don't have to use subterfuge, I can use intimidation.
I was about to say, make an intimidation check. From the sound of it, this isn't you being nice. This is you demanding answers, which I feel is an intimidation check. 14. That's really good.
It's really low.
What? Well, I mean, yeah, but it's also really good, though. I'm sorry, it's not a 30.
Me too. It'll get better.
So let me roll for them. All right.
I apparently didn't intimidate them.
No,
Wow.
you intimidate the shit out of one of them.
Well, that's
You come up to the table and said what you said. The orc at the table goes, "Not my fight," and pushes away from the table and walks away. The elf that's there sees you and visibly pisses himself.
all right then.
Uh, 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 hum, hum. Hmm. Uh, so, well, it's just a story. I don't know if it's true or not. It's just a thing I've heard. I can't. Don't hurt me, okay?
I'm waiting.
Nervously taps his fingers on the table and his feet on the floor. Okay, so I heard from somebody in the Mead Gardens that well, that Zulkra's forces were reforming in the mountains.
Without Zulkra?
That's not what I heard. I heard that there's been some dark magic at play and that they might have been able to find his body.
Where did you hear it? From whom did you hear it?
Well, it's hard to say. I was at one of the beer gardens down in the Mead Garden district, and I mean, we were all very, very drunk. But I do believe that if I saw the person again, I could point them out to you.
Then what are we waiting for?
I didn't say I was coming with you. I'm out of this. I'm not even I'm just telling a story to my friend.
Did I stutter?
I haven't eaten all day. Can I eat first?
No.
He pushes back from the table and stands up. He stands probably about a good 8 inches above you. Being that you're half elf, and he's a full-blooded elf, you can see the major differences: the more lithe form, the taller ears, the extreme lack of facial hair. He's wearing green jerkin, black pants, green boots, and on his belt, you see the symbol for the Forest of the Singing Pines. Now, I promise, I'm going to take you exactly where I was. I'm going to give you everything I can. Please, I don't want any violence.
So be it. Eat your food.
Really?
I won't repeat it.
And about that moment, a server comes by and puts down a large bowl of soup and about a half a loaf of bread. And he doesn't question you and sits down and very quietly eats his meal. Heather, Kelly, what are you doing while you're here?
I'm listening to what he's doing.
Yeah, I was
So-
kind of
We're eating.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe we should eat though.
So okay, let's try and play musical chairs here. I know William's sitting at the bar. Where are you going to try and position yourself here? Are you going to try and find a table? Are you going to sit at the bar? Are you going to go over where other people are meandering and mingling about?
Person
your
who's
plan?
stacking cards, I'm gonna mingle in on their table.
Okay. Awesome. And Heather, just so I get a good position of where you're at, do you have an idea where you want to go?
I might go over to the other side, and just sort of try to sit close to like the people playing darts and stuff, just to see if I hear anything.
Okay. All right. So Kelly, you first. I'd like you to make, let's say, yeah. Actually, I don't even need to make you to make a roll. I'll use your, yeah, your passive's 13. That's plenty. So as you get up closer, and are you going to sit down at the table? Because this person is sort of going back and forth between sitting and standing, depending upon where they need to put a card and how they need to lay it out. So they're not even paying attention to who's around them. So you could effectively pull up a chair and sit down, and they wouldn't have even known you came until they bumped into you or saw you there.
Yeah.
Okay. So you pull up a chair to the table as they are positioning things and sort of trying to build this pyramid. And the charming, if not overzealous, tiefling that is stacking these cards bumps into you and then steps on their own tail and falls down.
Oh,
And as they hit ass over tea kettle, the pyramid of cards falls over.
well, I'm so sorry.
What happened? Where? Who? What are you doing? I've been. Oh Lord. That took me 3 hours.
I'm so sorry. It looked interesting.
It was while it lasted. Walks back over, scoops all the cards together, and starts again.
Here's one you missed.
The the sharply dressed blue tiefling goes and takes the card from you and eyes you very suspiciously with these deep yellow eyes. I know everyone that comes in and out of this place, and I've never seen you before.
I have never been here before.
Well, that would explain it then, wouldn't it, darling? Could you enlighten me? What's your name?
I've been told not to give out my name.
Well, then let me break the ice. They call me Charming.
Is that your given name?
It's the one they gave me. It's the one that stuck.
Did you earn it?
Oh, I can. You should know, if you weren't already aware, that tieflings are not named like normal people. Tieflings are named based off of what they do.
Oh,
So you might have a tiefling that's named Archer, who can shoot arrows. Or Blink, who knows how to teleport. This one's name is Charming.
so he makes his living that way, huh?
Very much.
Prophylactic.
What? There's nothing wrong with a little blue devil.
William knows something I don't. That's what this feels like.
William is loving this, is what I'm seeing. I'm gonna let you dwell on that for a minute, Kelly, and see where you want to go. Heather, are you ready? I see you talking to somebody else.
Yes, sorry.
It's okay. I just didn't want to call on you if you were in the middle of something important.
Nope, we're good.
Cool.
Dog was locked in here.
Hi, Jay. Okay. So you wanted to go over where they were playing darts, right?
Yeah, I wanna get some food, and while I'm eating, I just want to listen in on what's going on.
Okay, sure. Let me see. What's your passive perception? Yours a 14. Yeah, that's good. So yeah, you pull up a chair. We'll say that where you're at, you're not even pulling up to a table because the dartboard is going to be on a side where there's not one, so they don't throw darts at people. You pull a
Right.
chair up to the wall behind them while they're playing and start chowing down and listening in as the two people that are standing there are bickering between them as to who is cheating. No, I clearly marked my darts with a yellow feather. Yours were purple. That's why the purple ones are in the wall and the yellow ones are on the board. That's not how it went at all. You picked the colors. I picked who threw them. As they're going back and forth over who did or who didn't cheat at this game. You know what? I do want you to make a perception check. Because you can plainly hear them without trying. But there's a few other things at play here, and I think that it's worth a roll.
As I surreptitiously glare at my children, this sounds familiar.
Yeah, a 10 is enough, actually. You can see that both of them they're dressed sort of shabbily, not like in rags, but clearly not anything new, and it doesn't look like they've washed in a bit. Not like they stink, but it just looks like they've traveled and haven't cared about what came from that. There are two things, though, that you pick up immediately. First is that one of them is carrying a very large coin purse. And I don't mean like very full. I mean one that is clearly a coin purse that is specially crafted, about the size of a clutch purse, with a lock on the side of it with a dragon's face. The other one is carrying a set of keys that are wrapped around a leather strap on their belt. And both of them have an emblem emblazoned on their belts. And it is for... Yeah, there they are. The Toothless. They're a thieves gang in this city. They're not big enough to call themselves a guild yet, but they're active. How's your aim, Cholula?
How's my
Does Tonks want to throw dice or throw darts?
Yeah, I think I'll challenge him to a game.
So the two of them are now bickering, no darts in their hands, over who won the last game, and you walk up on them. What's the first thing you say?
I'm gonna grab the purple darts off the wall and say, who am I up against?
The two of them look at each other and then look at you, and then immediately both of them start, like, sort of not yelling, but crassly debating on whether or not you get to touch the darts. One of them is sort of feverishly saying, no, we're in the middle of a thing right now. We can't have anyone stepping in right now. It's not a good time. The other one goes, yes, absolutely. We need someone else to do this for us so that we can figure out who the real winner is.
Okay.
I think what would be best for all of us is if you took on the new blood. And the goblin steps back, walks over to where you were seated, and sits down at your chair and crosses their arms. The the elf man that was standing there debating whether or not you got a choice on who was going to throw what is now sort of slack-jawed at how his compatriot would just give up. Fine. Then that's how we're going to play. He walks over and takes the yellow darts out of the board. Now, are we going to be playing for copper or gold?
Anybody else see a shark?
Um,
No metagaming. You didn't hear me say that.
No, but Tonks is a bard. So being a bard, you could probably smell bullshit a mile away. But this person seems very determined on whether or not you're going to play determines whether or not you're going to pay. Now, you know that you've got a whole shit ton of gold. You aren't carrying all of it on you, but you know it exists. So what do you think? Meanwhile,
Love y'all, but I'm tired.
oh, night.
it's been a long day.
Huh?
I said it's been a long day for the DMM.
DMM's going to bed early.
All right.
Thank you.
I wanna
Hey.
I'd like to say I'd like to
We'll
play
go
for
water.
information.
Did say that.
Say for affirmation.
No, for information.
Oh,
I that's very funny. But I don't even know who you are. How can I assume that what you have to tell me is worth anything?
Oh no, I want you to tell me.
You'd have to actually land a dart first to win something, dear. And I haven't agreed to play. Have I?
You'll play me.
Oh, I want to help so bad.
Are you going to make a persuasion roll for that?
Sure, I'm feeling froggy. Let's sleep.
Yeah, do it. Jump at it.
Sing while you do it.
Fuck yeah. That's a 17. That's awesome. So you sort of snipe back at him in a playful way, and that sort of look of contempt turns into some sort of smug adoration. All right. All right. Then we play for information. And you feel the gravity around you increase for a minute. But we're playing in a zone of truth. No lies now.
Oh shit, guys.
it's not like you lie for a living. You're a good person.
So
Well, capsule of fire, darling. Capsule of fire.
Storyteller. Storyteller. It's in the word.
Okay, so I'm gonna leave you for a second, Heather, and I'm gonna go back over. William, what are you doing?
Do I hear everything that Lord Dotto was saying to the other two individuals?
Let me look at your passive again.
I don't
You
think I'm
got
very
a
high.
12. You got a 12 in your passive perception. So I'd say that unless these conversations are going on in a whispered tone, that you could probably hear them if you just sort of tilt your ear in that direction.
Okay. So while I balefully glared at the orc as he left the room, just because he's an orc, I'm a dwarf, it's a thing. After he left and after Lord Dotto secured that this guy's going to help him out, I keep an eye on that table. I'm not looking at the actual table that I'm walking over to with a gnome.
Mhm.
I swiftly pull out my axe, drop it on the table, and say out loud, Lord Dotto, this one's interested too. I think he knows a bit.
So the little gnome that you come up on, they're probably about maybe 4 foot tall. The top of their head is bald, but it's covered in what looks like chemical burns. And they're wearing these ill-fitting black and purple robes. Across one set of knuckles, you see the word live, and the other side says die.
I found the one Hell's Angel gnome in the entire land. That's great. That's of course I did. All right.
You happened upon a gnomish necromancer who is immediately concerned when you put your axe down on the table and pushes away swiftly and tries to make a very hasty escape.
I grab him.
Oh, do you? Okay. Okay, let's see what this looks like.
By the way, does
Right.
Lord Dotto respond at all?
This definitely is going to catch Lord Dotto's attention, and I will assist in grappling.
So here's the
if
thing.
needed.
Here's the thing. Space-wise. Dadu, you're about 30 feet away from where this person is. So you could cross in a turn and engage in this, technically, but all of this is sort of happening in the 3 to 5 seconds before Ymir says anything.
I probably can't get there fast enough. So
Yeah,
it will. I will have definitely heard what he said to me.
Bingo.
So it will have my attention, and I will look up at Kiddo to ready her to fly if needed.
Okay.
What would I roll?
What would you roll in order to stop him?
Yeah.
I'm looking up that right now.
Oh, two things real quick. One, the mask is inside a pouch on my belt. I would not be wearing it. And two, have I been able to control my flames enough that I could maybe light one of my fists and try to grab him with the other one and say, knock it off?
You haven't tried to control them yet. You've just used them when they came out.
I don't know that you need
Very,
to.
that's a very clear distinction, William.
I could cast Prestidigitation and just have one on your hand.
We didn't really come up with that plan beforehand. So if you do that, that would be, I mean, that's your choice. I can't really
There we are.
say here or there.
Okay, here we are. Okay, so grappling. The target of your grapple must be no more than one size larger than you and must be within reach. Check. You must have at least one free hand. You declared you were putting down your axe, so check. You try to seize the target by making a grapple check instead of an attack roll, which is an opposed athletics check. So
Opposed?
yeah, you roll an athletics check against me rolling his athletics check.
Ooh.
Is that a 20?
That's a 26.
Wait, what? Hold on. I'm not on oh my God.
Oh God.
Oh, that's wonderful.
I called them the Viper.
Awesome. So the thing is, it's really like, okay, yes, first of all, awesome. Nat 20, damn. The second thing, it's good he rolled as high as you did because he rolled an 18.
Ooh.
Oh,
I mean, yes,
wow.
yes, you got him, but he rolled really, really well. So okay, yeah. Then let's see, what's the next step in grapple here? If you succeed, the subject you target has the grappled condition. The condition specifies the thing that ended, and you can release the target whenever you like. No action required. So let's take a look at grapple status effect. A grappled creature's speed becomes 0. The condition ends if the grappler is incapacitated. The condition also ends if an effect removes the grappled creature from the reach of the grappler or the grappling effect, such as when a creature is hurled away by the Thunder Wave spell. Okay, cool.
We need to look that one up.
What, Thunder Wave?
Underwear?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
A wave of thunderous force sweeps out from you. Each creature in a 15-foot cube originating from you must make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, a creature takes 2d8 thunder damage and is pushed 10 feet away from you.
Who's
Wow.
allowed that spell?
Bard, Druid, Sorcerer, Wizard. First level evocation.
Oh yeah.
There's a wizard's tower here.
There is. There is, and you've just grappled a wizard.
Dado, this one knows something.
So I'm curious. Okay, how tall is Ymir? I know that your dwarves are medium-sized creatures, but I'm curious.
Pretty sure I put that down.
I'm looking in your notes right now so I can see. Description. How tall is he? 4'9". Okay, so you're 9 inches taller than this dude. So you could probably, if you wanted to, with your Yeah, with your passive strength score, you could probably pick him up off the ground. Not like over your head without trying, but like lift his feet up off the ground.
Plus, little wizard versus paladin warrior. I mean,
Well,
yeah,
I mean, that's what I was gonna say. You're built out of muscle, where he's not.
if he is, that's scarier than it should be.
And you hear him sort of screaming at you and kicking his feet. The language he's screaming at you is not Gnomish. It's not common. It's something else.
I immediately put my hand over his mouth. I mean, immediately.
Interesting choice.
Hey, no.
I like that. This one knows something, but he can't talk.
Wizard saying something equal bad. Wizard speaking good. Wizard saying something bad.
Okay, so as you are holding him up with one hand and then wrap your other hand around his mouth and turn him about to face Dadu, this one knows something. The look you see on this little gnome's face, Ryan, is utter terror.
Wow, that shouldn't be hard to get information from. At that, if I've seen all that from my compadre there, I'm just gonna finger at him like this and say, "Bring him here." You know, next to the elf who's pissed himself already.
I love the dichotomy of what's going on here. Heather and Kelly are doing bar games. Ryan and William are definitely torturing people.
Hey, if I'm involved, I'm not actually going to hurt anyone. But we still get the information that we need.
So he says.
Taking off. Have a good night. Be safe.
Don't forget to wear clean underwear if you're driving on the roads at night. You don't want your mother to be ashamed of you when they find you. That's something I say to my son every time he leaves.
Point in fact, don't you lose control of your bladder and your other functions when you die? So she's gonna be ashamed either way.
Yeah, it got dark real fast.
That didn't it?
That's what happens after sunset.
Didn't it though? Okay.
So, is he bringing the dwarf over?
I'm going. It's not a dwarf. It's a gnome.
Sorry, the gnome over.
That's up to William. I'm going to kick back over to Kelly for a minute. Kelly, so you and Charming are sitting at this table while he is very slowly and meticulously rebuilding this castle. And really, while it looks like he's taking his time, it doesn't look like he's actually looking where the cards are going, which is a little peculiar. His eyes actually haven't left you. So what brings you to town? Adventure. Danger.
Following the ones making a
Escape?
ruckus.
You're making a ruckus.
Following the ones making a ruckus.
Oh. And at that point, Charming looks over at the rest of the bar and sees a bunch of other faces he's not used to seeing. You're with them?
You're not gonna say you lead them?
I'm not leading this one. You took off over there.
You're traveling with these clowns? Excuse me, this is my circus. Yeah, the look on Charming's face is a mixture of bemusement and a little confusion. Like, oh, look, cute. They're almost adventurers.
If I wasn't busy doing something that would be offensive.
What kind of ruckus are your people getting into? Ooh,
Following gossip.
gossip? Oh goodness. That does lead us into some awkward places, doesn't it? You know, gossip is about 40% information, 40% bullshit, and 20% hope. So really, you've got about less than half of the truth. Do you want the truth?
Yes, I was gonna think of it.
They're gonna get it out of those two.
Excuse me.
I don't know anything. I'm sorry.
Well, we'll see. Make a perception check with disadvantage, Kelly.
Uh-oh.
Advantage.
So you right click.
Yeah, and then disadvantage. Roll.
Wait, William, did you repost the Griffin? Oh no, that was it. Yeah, because that was in the thread before. 7. Ouch. Oh, that 20 hurts.
It does.
Is there a way I can help her?
No, you're too far away to do an aid another action.
Oh, womp womp.
Yeah, you're on the opposite side of the bar. So
Stayed with her.
you're probably not even really totally aware of what's going on with Kelly. William was the only person that was sort of center spoke to the whole situation and could technically watch all of you at once.
Hmm.
But has now chosen to engage in whatever the hell Ryan's doing with these people. Interrogation, torture, whatever you want to call it.
Questioning.
It's just a nice chat.
Is it
Yes,
now?
I did repost the Griffin thing. I was trying to post the other one because you said the person was stacking without really looking at it. So if it didn't go through, it's because he's blind.
It did. I see it and I love it. I also love John Leguizamo.
The Pest is one of the best movies.
The Pest is a great movie.
I
It
honest-
is, I agree.
Honestly, I love early John Leguizamo. I really love older John Leguizamo. Like now he's like somebody's like Tio, and he is now really a I don't have time for bullshit person. And I like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 7. And yeah, you're not going to notice a whole lot of anything in particular. So Kelly, I don't want to assume that you're going to continue to stay here, but are you going to continue to stay here and engage with Charming? Is that your plan?
Not if they're leaving with our
There,
guests.
the rest of your party hasn't left yet. So they are like 2 of them are engaged with a couple of people over on one side of the bar. One of them is engaged in what looks to be some sort of, I don't know, dart competition. And then there's you over here next to the super hot tiefling. Who, if you haven't caught on, I described to essentially look like Nightcrawler.
Okay, I was trying. No, I'm like, William knows who he's talking about. I don't know who he's talking about. Yeah, I'm all like Googling blue people. I'm like, who is he
What's
trying to say this
Nightcrawler?
is? All
Yes,
right.
a bit like Nightcrawler from the X-Men.
I can see why he's called Charming. Yes.
Except not shy whatsoever.
Not even kind of.
That tail. My bad. It's like another hand. Oh,
It is. It is.
I've
then-
read a lot of comics.
Then Heather, are you going to begin this? Because he stepped back and allowed you to throw first. If you
Ooh.
actually have the guts to play.
Um,
Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun.
one second.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Can I use Mage Hand?
You can. What's your plan with it, though?
To get a bullseye?
Okay. Okay.
Wouldn't don't people see a mage hand?
They definitely do.
Oh, they do.
Well, that's the thing, is that technically no one said you can't do that.
That's true.
So will that go over well? Only one way to
You're my
find
hero.
out.
Huh?
I said there's
You're
only
my
one way to
hero.
find out. Like,
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying hard enough. Heather, you're my hero. Of course I'll play. I'm not going to use my magic to get a perfect bullseye. You didn't say I couldn't.
I mean, he definitely did something to me, so.
let's see. There we are. That. And
Next time I play a caster character, I'm getting Mage Hand just because of this.
Yay.
okay, there we go. I made a slight alteration to your sheet, Heather,
Okay.
because when you changed over your class, you left your old equipment. And
Okay.
so bards are not compatible with heavy armor or shields.
Oh,
So I got those off of there. I replaced
you
it
have
with
to refresh?
I replaced it with armor that you can use. You
Okay.
might need to. And if need be, we
Bards
can
were
go into
armor?
that in more detail later.
Hey,
I
real
want-
quick, while she's doing that, I need to step away for a minute.
Yeah, sure, dude. Go for it. Okay, so yeah, Mage Hand, you don't have to actually roll for it. It's a cantrip. So you create a spectral hand that is about the same size and shape of your own hand, unless you decide to flavor it otherwise. I've had people that had like chicken hands, and I had a dude that had a zombie hand once that had long pink fingernails. It's just whatever you want your mage hand to look like. Otherwise,
Oh,
it,
that's-
it looks like
that's
your
cool.
hand.
Oh, it can be my hand.
Okay. So yeah, you conjure your mage hand, which pops up. We'll say it actually pops up almost in the same spot as your hand, and you throw the dart, and the mage hand just keeps the dart going. Goes and it stops for a second in front of the dartboard and sort of goes and puts it dead center, and then flies back over to you to high five you, and then
That's better than I imagined.
to which the elf that was playing with you watches it happen, watches the hand go back and high five you, and goes, no, none of that, none of whatever the hell that was. Look, it's very easy. It's a very simple game. We don't have to try too hard, do we? It's look.
I wasn't trying hard.
Okay. Is it better or worse when the DM smiles?
I'm trying to gauge that myself, to be honest.
Okay.
It's better for the story later.
I feel like I'm about to be smited. Smoten? How do you say that?
No, not like that. No. Okay.
Oh, smite me.
Oh, mighty smiter.
Bruce Almighty.
The only thing that pisses me off about this story is I can't tell any of my friends because I'm putting this in my back pocket. I'm going to do this the next time I play.
I should
So-
reach out to the guy from D&D Shorts.
As you were slowly, like, in the most cheerily way possible, cutting this dude piece by piece, he goes, right. Well then, if we're going to play like that. And he chucks the dart on the far side wall and then goes, and a dimension door opens up and it vanishes from sight. And then it pops up on the opposite wall behind you and fires past in between the two of you and into the dartboard. He didn't hit the center. A lot of flash for not a lot of finish.
That's rough.
And he does notice it. He stops and looks, and you hit dead center on the 50, and he hit something like 12. I think that I'm owed a do-over.
Is
Yeah,
that the way they play around here?
the goblin that's sitting behind you is giggling.
Sounds like that.
I'm just going to look around at him and I'm going to say something tells me that he was doing the cheating.
Your your opponent is now sort of red in the face, and you can't tell if it's anger or embarrassment. And they lean in very close to you and go, "Throw your next dart." And no funny business.
Sorry, you're so serious when you look like that.
No. All right,
Um,
all right. Boom. And Heather, I need you to let's see. Make a wisdom check for me.
Wisdom.
Mhm.
Well, consider she was the one who started taking notes. I think hers is higher than the rest of us.
Maybe so. Did you hit it yet?
12.
Oh, it's not in the chat for me.
Oh.
Hold on. I'm just
All
gonna
good torch, or you just being quiet?
I'm good.
Oh, there it is now. I just had to refresh. Okay, cool. The look he's giving you sort of takes the air out of your sails as he succeeds with an 18 in intimidation.
Oof.
So he's essentially pressuring you not to do that.
Do I hear or see this?
You do not. You're engaged in some things with Lord Dadu. You chose your side of this. Actually, because of the way that I declared it, though, technically Kelly sees this going on. Because that's what I said the last time, is that they were all looking around the bar together. So Kelly sees everything right now. So she would have seen the entire round of darts that's gone on so far, up to and including this elf that is now sort of glowering down upon your faithful bard companion. You're still a dwarf, right, Heather?
Yeah.
Okay,
Dwarf
so
elf.
yeah, so they're considerably taller than her. So it's kind of one of those.
Where they're just pressing her to throw darts.
You
Or-
can't tell what the conversation is. You can't hear them. But the look on this person's face, from what you see, actually, you know what? Make an insight check.
All right.
I'll give it to you. Tell me what you got. Oh, fuck yeah.
16. All
16.
right.
Nice.
All right. So at 16, like I said, you still can't hear them. But at a 16 insight check, you can tell that this person is intimidating your friend. You can tell that they mean it with serious intent. Like, this isn't a joke for whoever that person is.
So they're not playing friendly darts anymore.
Not from what you can tell.
All right. So we can step in and say howdy.
You can. No, William, put down the BFD.
Then don't
I
give me
pers-
one.
William, you have the opportunity for a magic item too. I'll give you a very quick, brief thing. I did have a player one time that said that they wanted a magic item that was so powerful they could only use it one time. And I thought that that was a very, very particular request for a birthday gift.
Hmm.
So I gave them a weapon that I called the rocket-propelled chainsaw.
That's
So you know what an RPG is? It's a bazooka. It shoots a rocket. It's like that, but it's a rocket-propelled chainsaw shot at whatever the hell it's pointed at. And it dealt 20 D10 damage. It was a one-shot, one-kill scenario. And he carried it until the very last fight of the campaign. Can you imagine how awesome it was for me? Months in the making, this BBEG fight, and he pulls out his one-shot, one-kill scenario.
Oh man.
He's like,
don't dare me.
I'm going to use the rocket-propelled chainsaw. Sure you are. So yes, don't tempt me. I can give you all sorts of ridiculous shit and make it do whatever I want. Game operations director.
That just makes it more interesting and funny.
Doesn't it though?
Is there a downside?
Yeah, we can talk about that later. Anyway, Kelly, are you going to engage in what's going on over there? Like, are you going to move over to where Heather is what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, Heather, you and this elf are sort of having a staring match, and he is winning.
Well, I was gonna say that I think that I would like to just maybe set the darts on like whatever's nearest and just say that he takes gaming too seriously for me.
What did I miss?
If you give up, you lose. And if you lose, then I get my prize. It was information again, wasn't it? And then he picks up the darts off the table and holds them out in front of you again. Or are we not done yet?
What the hell? I'm a bard. I spend all my time in taverns. I'm throwing this thing and I'm gonna nail it.
Go for it.
Can she give herself bardic inspiration?
She can, actually.
Good
I
idea.
told you to sing it.
Deedly 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 dee.
I can't sing today.
You don't need to sing.
Bard, 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 bard. Hit my target every time.
Actually, what could be a really fun thing for you, Heather? Oh my God, I don't think I've ever had the opportunity to do this with somebody. Okay, what you
That's a really good sign.
Careful, Brooke will get jealous.
I don't know. I don't honestly know how often I've had a bard in a group for me. I play bards. I don't usually have people play bards.
Yay!
So I'm looking here, and honestly, you're in a tavern. You're a bard, and you said the exact thing that is true. Like, bards grow up in taverns. This is bread and butter. This is every day. You don't have to perform. What you can do, though, is you can make a persuasion check with disadvantage to persuade the bar to sing along for you.
Here goes.
There it is.
With disadvantage, still a high number.
Okay. So Heather, this dude hands the darts back over to you, still sort of looming around you. And when you take them back from him, he moves back up against the wall and starts knocking on the wall behind him to distract you. You notice that the knocking sound that he's making sounds very similar to a song you heard 3 bars before this, and begin stirring the crowd to play along. And all of a sudden, the entire bar is banging on countertops, clapping hands, and jingling coins. And this elf that was intimidating you is now fucking confused. Make an athletics check with advantage.
Am I blind? Where is that?
Athletics?
I got it. I'm sorry. I'm blind.
No, you're good.
Okay. All right.
Come on, hit it.
It was not good.
Ah, 7.
Yeah.
Okay. So you throw your dart and it weaves past the board and hits the wall beside it. Ooh. And the whole crowd is still going around you like you're in the middle of an arena. The elf, though, is now laughing. You can't hear him over the sound of the whole bar, but is laughing.
Oh, wait, I thought if the whole crowd's going with her, she'd have bardic inspiration, wouldn't she?
She would. Did you add your bardic inspiration?
Oh, how do I do that? I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Let's look in here. Your bardic inspiration, if we activate it, you get an additional 1d6 on top of that roll. So just roll a 1d6 for me.
You okay, William? Okay.
No, God bless.
12. Okay, that actually does hit.
Yay.
Okay, so you now, I mean, you do have more points than him still, which is going to piss him off properly. Which means that now he gets to make an athletics check himself with disadvantage. Ouch. Ouch. Oh, why you gotta hurt me like that?
He dropped
Oh.
it on his
Okay, so You hit the board, but you don't get a lot of points out of it. But you still hit. He laughs at you at how terrible the throw was, steps up to the line, chucks a dart, trips, and the dart hits the floor. And goes, wait, no, I get a do-over. No, I get a do-over. Again, the goblin behind you cackling now.
Yay.
Kelly, you've walked up at this point to these two that are like the elf is now on the ground on his knees trying to pull the dart out of the floor, yelling back at Heather, no, I get another one. That doesn't count. That doesn't count. Yeah, that's what you walk up on, Kelly.
Yeah, and I'll just go ahead and sit down and keep watching.
Awesome. Now, Heather, it's your turn. Are you going to engage with this dude, or are you just going to throw your last dart?
I think I'll just throw my last dart.
Okay, do the same thing. You've got an athletics check with advantage.
Okay.
This bar loves you.
Do I have to do something with the inspiration, or do we just know that it's
For 10 minutes, the creature can add it to one ability check, attack roll, or saving throw. This can be added after seeing the roll, but before knowing the outcome. You get one more. You've got
Okay.
2 bardic inspiration, so you can use the other one. And then that means you roll and then you add a d6. But I mean, you can technically wait
okay?
until you've rolled to declare you're going to use it.
Let's see what happens. With advantage, you said?
Yes.
Good luck, everybody.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, you can add your bardic inspiration if you want, but 15's good.
I'll save it for now.
Cool.
Case.
Yeah, yeah. So 15 hits the board again. Your opponent is less than happy with you at this moment and decides that they are going to throw a massive tantrum and run over to the board and stab it with their last dart
Ooh.
and turn back around to you and pull a knife. I know you cheated. I know you cheated somehow. Tell me how you cheated.
This guy's got a real problem.
Doesn't.
As an axe hits the dartboard next to it. Sorry.
I was gonna say this is an awful lot of commotion. Is my crew rolling up on me, or
So the thing is that everyone else, like Ryan and William, don't really know what's going on with you in the dart competition. What they do hear around them is that the music has swelled. It has become a rock concert in a 30 by 30 room. We're not gonna take it. Speaking of which, back over to Ryan and William. Ryan, your elf has all but finished their soup and is now trying to mop up the last of it with the bread. William, you are holding on to the scruff of the neck of a gnome and clamped over its mouth with your other hand.
Any language I don't recognize, gnome, and I'll shut you up for good. I don't trust wizards I don't know. I'm not trying to intimidate him. I'm just telling the truth.
He can't
But
speak
if you want
because
me to roll it, I will.
no, he can't speak because you've got his mouth covered, so he can't even really acknowledge you.
You can tell him to nod his head.
Right now, William is holding on to his neck and his mouth. So I don't know about you. Can't really do much with that. Later, William. Later. Not now.
My teenager's in the room.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Anyway, Yeah, it's not easy for this thing to acknowledge anything. This gnome is kicking his legs, but can't move really. So either you're gonna have to let go of the back or the front for him to do anything kind of like acknowledging you. So either put him down or uncover his mouth.
I look at Lord Dado and are you ready?
Are you asking Lord Daddy that question?
Yes.
Speak, gnome.
I take my hand off the gnome, but I keep my other hand firmly at the back of his neck.
Okay. So you remove your hand from his mouth, and he starts speaking in what sounds like gibberish to you. Daddy, you can actually understand most of this.
Oh, great.
What he's speaking is the same language that came out of the book that you picked up on Silvertongue Farms. He's speaking Abyssal.
Can I understand what he's saying?
What he's saying is very simple. It's essentially, I have my reasons for being here, and I don't want anyone to assume anything. But if you don't put me down and let me go, I will be forced to disintegrate this entire building.
Can I roll a check to see if he's telling the truth?
That's an insight check.
Can I do that?
Sure.
How about that?
Wow. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. He's full of shit, Ryan.
Ah, great. So at that, being I can tell that I'm. Let's see. What's the best one to do from that?
Quick question.
Yeah.
Does he have a backpack or a belt or anything else on him?
He does have a belt. He's got a belt, and on one side there's a component pouch, and on the other side there are 3 small vials, one that's red and 2 of them that are yellow.
So at that, I'm gonna look to my friend Ymir and say, "Don't let him go. He's trying to get his way out of this and everything, and he's full of crap. He knows what we need to know, and I want to know what he knows."
So are you going to sit him down at the table across from the elf you've already made stay?
Actually, I would. I
Really?
would, while still holding him in the air, I place him into one of the seats at that table, but I still hold on to him. And I want to pat him down. And I want to take those vials and examine them.
Okay. So are you, I know you wanted to examine the vials. Are you going to touch the component pouch at all? I'm just curious. Just because I want to make sure I'm describing everything you want to you.
You could simply just take the belt, which has all of it on it, and then you're not touching anything directly.
I'll do that. Unfasten his belt and take it off him.
Okay. You unfasten his belt, and out from the bottom of the robe falls another person. And it's at this point you realize that it's not a gnome, it's 2 halflings stacked on top of each other.
Even Brooke didn't know this was going on.
I don't know anything.
Brooke doesn't get to hear the story before I do it.
No, I don't know.
And the 2 of them are now bickering with each other in Abyssal.
Great. What are they saying?
One of them is shouting at the other one about how they said there's no way that a belt can hold together the 2 of us, but we've been together for at least a day and a half now, and the only person that was able to figure out was this schmo. And the other one's like, I'm pretty sure that one of them can understand us. Otherwise, they wouldn't have held on to us now. There's not a single person here that appreciates this language the way that we do.
Can I speak Abyssal?
Can.
Oh, great.
You can speak Abyssal the same way that a high school Spanish teacher can speak Spanish.
Wait, my high school Spanish teacher was amazing.
I'm sure, but they're probably not as well versed as a native Spanish speaker.
Mm.
Fair. So, in my best attempt to speak this language back to them, I'm going to tell them both, sit down, tell me what you know, or I'm going to have my friend here cut you both in half. Luckily, William can't hear me.
The one in the chair just sort of rolls their eyes. The other one that's sort of plopped down onto the floor like a dropped pumpkin puts their hands up, walks over, not next to the other halfling, but next to the elf, and sits down and goes, all right, look, I don't want any problems. In common.
I just nod my head.
This person here stole something from me, and we've been trying to recover it. And nobody around here thinks anything intimidating about people my size.
What do you take? Look, we've got your belt and we've got your friend by the neck. What do you take?
He took my medallion.
So at that, I'm going to look at the elf who should still be intimidated by me and ask, did you take it? And if so, give it to me now.
And again, the elf, who is still just absolutely freaking terrified of you, slowly, shakily takes a thin chain off their neck and pulls out this amulet and hands it to you. It's just a plain length of chain, nothing special, thin. But the medallion that's in there is a brass medallion with a big eye on it that has symbols that make it look like sun is coming off it. That's the one. That's mine. He took it, and he's not allowed to have that.
So I'm going to ask the elf, why did you take this from them?
They don't need something like this. This is way more than someone like that should even have.
What does it do?
Well, aside from the incredible amount of street cred it gives me around here, it is the necessary piece in order to be able to enter into the Mage's Tower. Only the students of Ivor Tower get to go in and out freely. Otherwise, we all have to stay on the outside grounds. But every member of the tower gets one of these to signify that they're part of the class. And the halfling, now jumping on his seat, goes, and it's mine!
And how did you get it, halfling?
That's not the point.
Then I would say possession is 9/10 of the law. Wouldn't you say, Dado?
Well, currently I am the one in possession of it, so yes.
But that's not fair! The elf knows well enough at this point not to argue with you. The halfling, on the other hand, is now stomping his foot on the chair and screaming at you. I want it back.
And I want the information this elf has. So as I'm the one with the medallion and I'm the one talking to the elf, we're going to go with what I want to do.
The elf looks up at you very slowly and goes, and what do you want to do?
You're going to take me to where you heard the information about where that bastard is reforming his armies and if he still exists. And being you have the crest of my people on you, if something comes up of it, you will help me defeat them again.
The crest of who? What?
The elves of the singing forest.
The Singing Pines.
Thank you, the Singing Pines. I am Lord Dadu, great descendant of Grand Elf Lord Dadu, the leader of the tribe.
His eyes go wide. Oh no.
Oh, yes.
And that's what I'm calling game. That's it.
Well, we didn't get to do what I wanted to do.
I know.
But the good news
want-
about this group is there's next time.
I wanted to get into a fight.
We almost got into a fight like 4 times tonight.
Jeez.
In 4 different locations.
Anyway,
Technically, Heather won her fight.
Right?
very
Maybe.
true.
You don't know yet. He's being pretty obstinate, so we'll see.
Okay. So, one moment, please. There we are. Okay, based on the events of last game and the events of this game, I'm going to give you 600 experience apiece.
I'm sorry, how much?
600.
Yeah.
Sorry, got excited.
Don't be sorry. It's okay to be excited. It's an exciting time.
Woohoo!
We have Dungeons and Dragons.
Does that put us at 69.50? No, 39.50?
I believe so.
That's what I show.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. So you're now over halfway to your next level. And five's a big deal.
My new magic item really gets even more fun at level 5.
It does.
Yay!
Are you going
Well-
to leave us in suspense?
You want to know? I can tell you, William, and Heather and Kelly outside. I suppose Brooke, you can hear it too if you really want to. That's up to you.
We've
So-
kept her up this late.
So Miles gave me the option of taking 3 magical items or 1 that he crafted. And I gotta tell you, the 3 that I rolled for and everything were really, really good. I mean, they were supremely amazing things to have. One of them was the Ring of Mind Shielding, which would make it so that no one could ever control my mind.
They claim my territory.
There are so many great things to say to this. I'm just gonna pause right here for a minute.
The paladin has been overpowered.
Well, that's the Oath of Conquest calling.
Wife aggro trumps all.
Yeah. So the item that I chose to go for is inventory. I got it. Okay. It's called finger guns. They're gloves that I wear. Although I thought bracers were bracelets, but they're gloves
Well,
That-
yeah,
that-
bracers are bracelets, but yeah, I mean, it's like that.
that are gloves. It says a powerful illusionist originally developed these. We're gonna go with gloves, which enables the user to create multiple minor illusions at once. The gloves' power, though, extends far beyond illusions. While wearing the gloves, whenever you cast a cantrip, you can use a bonus action to on the same turn to cast that cantrip a second time. which means
Heck
for
yeah.
a warlock who uses Eldritch Blast every time, I can now do it twice. At level 5, I not only get 1 arc, I get 2 arcs, which means with these gloves, I will have 4 arcs. And by level 15, I will have 8 arcs.
Dang.
That's
Yes,
pretty impressive.
I chose finger guns.
Love that.
Heck
Also,
Doesn't choose finger guns.
once per short rest, if I snap my fingers, whatever effects I'm doing with my hands, kind of have that what's it called, Miles?
The way that I described it was very much like bullet time, like the way that the agents move in the Matrix, where there's
Yes.
just sort of a shimmer of the exact same image behind you as you move. So his hands leave sort of a wave effect as he moves them when he does the
For up to 5 minutes or until I snap my fingers again.
Heck yeah.
That's obviously not the main reason I chose it, but it is a cool effect to
it's a
have.
neat little effect.
Absolutely.
It is, yep. So, and I asked Miles, I was like, so if I cast Prestidigitation and have sparks shooting from my hands as I'm having this effect happen, that's gonna look really neat
Yeah.
or really scary.
And either way, I'm here for it.
Absolutely.
100%.
Which is why I wanted to get into a fight tonight.
See, what I see coming though is that in the next game there's going to be a fight almost immediately, and immediately Ryan's going to go, nope. Well, as always, this has been fantastic. I'm glad you all could come. This was so much
Absolutely.
fun.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, for real. It was the best. I love doing this. So happy birthday again, Ryan.
Thank you,
So
thank you.
glad
Happy
you were
birthday.
here. So glad we got to celebrate with you.
Thank you. I really did have a great day.
I'm glad.
Hey.
Well, with that, I'm going to go ahead and kill the recording.